Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today, we are going to be talking about Stellar, aka XLM. So with that being said, I hope that you are all having a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are out there in the world. Ever since we saw the Bitcoin ETFs getting approved, we have been witnessing a lot of the big names like Franklin Templeton, for an example, going full laser eyes over on X, but then also talking about crypto on a day-to-day basis. It's actually kind of interesting. The big institutions are here, and they have been here for a little bit of time. Franklin Templeton, listen, I don't care about Bitcoin ETFs. I care about the utility. Franklin Templeton, they have been focused on XLM. They love Stellar. In fact, we're gonna play some clips on it. We're gonna be talking about it. Mainstream media, well, guess what? They got a taste of what's to come for crypto. And I can tell you guys right now, it's not just about the Bitcoin ETFs. We have crypto is improving how we interact with each other financially, just as the internet did with information. We intend to participate and lead the development of this technology or of this future through investing and building with this technology. Franklin Templeton has a Bitcoin ETF, crypto investment team, validates blockchains, tokenized real world assets. Now, all of this is steps, right? Bitcoin ETF is a step. That's number one. After that, well, they expand the offering. The institutions are now finally building with crypto. Isn't that kind of crazy? Now they're starting to also launch a lot of their products as well. But Franklin Templeton have already been at this. But this was one of many tweets. There's also this one about Ethereum, this one about Solana, but then also we got this one in terms of other layer ones outside of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and even Solana have massive potential, and we are continuing to support, monitor, and develop on these networks as they grow and mature. Now, outside of this, we also got this one. We believe as blockchains improve in fees and performance, the potential use cases that are unlocked grow exponentially. Improving the economics and experience for the end user cannot be overstated. Now, what's interesting about all of this, right, is the Bitcoin ETF, right? It got focused on heavily. But what have we been saying on this channel? If you guys have been following the channel for a while, one of the big things that I've mentioned is Bitcoin is the distraction. It's the distraction away from everything that actually does matter in this space. And guess what? We're not the only ones saying that. Franklin Templeton also is saying this, which we will get to here in a second. But first, I want to welcome you guys into the official timeline where we finally see Sorbonne go live. Guys, we have been waiting on Sorbonne for, I want to say 2 years now, maybe even close to 3. It's been a while. I think it was during the fall of 2021. So it's been like roughly two years and a few months. This has been extremely anticipated because this is going to open a ton of doors on Stellar. Smart contracts are a massive game changer. We're officially 2 weeks out from January 30th. And right now, at the time that we are recording this, guess what? We are just 10 days away. That means we're 10 days away from the Protocol 20 vote, which brings Sorbonne to Stellar mainnet. Protocol 20 will mark the most transformative upgrade to the Stellar network to date. This is the biggest update around Stellar. And to preserve the network's performance, security, and stability, during this time, the ecosystem has agreed to phased out rollout for Sorbonne transactions. Let's explore each phase below. And here we actually have the full release of this. We can see the entire breakdown of this. It's going to happen over several weeks, but it does start officially on the 30th. Following a positive validator vote, Phase 0 begins, which is designed to allow network operators to observe the network after the upgrade and not intended for end users to interact with applications. During Phase 0, developers are encouraged to continue utilizing testnet. In Phase 1, builders gain the ability to deploy contracts on mainnet for testing like Phase 0. This environment is not meant for application users. As Phase 1 progresses, smart contract usability will expand based on network health and user feedback. Phase 2 marks the start of a user-friendly or user-ready mainnet where anyone can deploy and interact with smart contracts. In this phase, the network is ready for more extensive smart contract utilization, so it's the practical beginning of smart contracts on the Stellar network. We plan to communicate early and often during each phase as changes are made and the network builds towards full capacity. In the meantime, please ensure all of your relevant software is upgraded in preparation for Protocol 20. So this is a massive upgrade, massive update as well for the entire Stellar ecosystem. Smart contracts on Stellar are a massive game changer, like I said. This is truly what the XRP ledger is missing. Smart contracts, native smart contracts. It's a real big thing. Guys, this is going to truly put XLM ahead of the game. This is why I say focus on the triple X, XRP, XDC, XLM. But outside of this, going back to Franklin Templeton, the president and CEO was recently on CNBC talking about their tokenized money market fund using Stellar Network and highlights blockchain's potential for real world impact. Big shout out to Megan, because instead of us actually listening to this whole thing, this clip here actually gives us everything we really need to know on this. Check this out. And also, by the way, they are discussing Bitcoin and how Bitcoin is a distraction.
You know, it's funny. I'm known for saying that Bitcoin's the greatest distraction from one of the greatest disruptions in financial services, which is blockchain. So a lot of people took that as I'm not a believer in Bitcoin. And yet, you know, launching this ETF, you can see obviously the demand that's out there for Bitcoin. And I think there's a lot of reasons why that is. I think that one, from a blockchain standpoint, the ability to pay, Bitcoin's going to be a key component of that. And the technology is going to open up a lot of really interesting types of investment opportunities. We actually launched a tokenized money market fund. We're the first mutual fund first traditional asset manager to actually launch a 40 Act fund on a public blockchain, on the Stellar blockchain. So Bitcoin is just one of the suite of what we think are opportunities here. You know, one of the things that made me a believer is as I went around the world talking to people who would tell you, I had somebody who said, I keep 50% of my savings in Bitcoin because if I say the wrong thing in my country, I could have my assets confiscated. I remember talking to somebody in Israel who said, my parents and their parents had all of their assets confiscated. They keep a portion of it in Bitcoin. So there's a fear component to it that is considered almost a insurance or safety component. But I also think it's really important to fueling what is a next real opportunity in this blockchain world.
Right. So, I mean, the scenarios that you just outlined, that's the case for holding Bitcoin, the actual, you know, you have the keys to the security as opposed to investing in an ETF. Right. So there's a use case for both.
For sure. But that still keeps a floor on the price. Right. Yeah. So it keeps on the floor on the price. And then if you've actually tried to acquire and deal with the keys, it's really complicated. Yeah. Right. I mean, I did it at one point and then I was trying to actually figure out how to get back in, and it's hard. And so being able to open it up and have access to that through an ETF and just simply through your brokerage account is.
So nonetheless, you know, as they do talk about Bitcoin heavily, watch the slight hints that you see within there. Like, for an example, Stellar being mentioned. Listen, as we go over to Stellar right now, go back to May of 2023. This is when we first witnessed greatness. Franklin Templeton announcing why they decided to utilize Stellar. And I played this clip in the past, but I just want to play it again, just to give you guys a significant view on why Stellar was chosen. And by the way, I don't think I need to mention that at this point because everyone is aware of it. This is coming from an asset management company that has about $1.5 trillion in assets under management back in 2021. I don't think that we actually have a fully updated one on this. I know that with BlackRock, it was like $9.5 trillion. But these are companies that continue to grow tremendously in assets under management, and I do believe that they will continue to as well. And I also think that with Bitcoin and a lot of these major ETFs and discussions around crypto, and if they do continue to launch crypto services, which it looks like they are going to continue to do that, those numbers are only going to continue to grow heavily. But listen closely to why they chose Stellar.
Well, it's so funny because I remember, I think it was in November of 2019, there was a filing that you guys had made that was picked up by, and it was the first mention of using the Stellar blockchain. And I was like, this is exactly the way that you want open technology to work. You guys looked at this, made your decisions about what you were going to do. No one had to force you. Like, no one went out and said, hey, we're going to pay you lots of money to do this. You guys figured it out. We were thrilled to see that, because that's exactly what we want to see happen all over the world. And what we do see happen, not at this scale necessarily, but small individual developers in other parts of the world can grab the technology and do it. But once we did, we were like, hey, we should be talking to them. And so we started the conversations, and it's just been so nice to watch the journey.
Yeah.
And to watch that, you guys did very methodically approach this.
Yeah.
And so what are the benefits that you see for?
Well, I mean, of course, at the time we were, trying to figure out which platform to use. And, I think we ended up with Stellar because of really the capabilities that you guys have that were so important for the regulatory environment, right? I mean, so this concept of being able to, claw back a transaction, right? That's important. We're required to do that. If there's something that happens, you got to be able to fix some of those things, and have this control environment in which we're responsible for. And the Stellar chain allowed us to do some of those things, and then. Also, you guys Stellar's amazing with how cheap your gas fees are. I mean, yeah, there's nobody else that comes near that. And, that's important to us and important to our clients. So it's really been I think a terrific journey together.
And again, this is something to also take note of, right? The clawback features, things like that. There's amendments out there right now around the XRP ledger actually for clawbacks. And a lot of people thought that that was a terrible thing, but that's something that is highlighted by these institutions. They want to make sure that they can have that because they're required by law, by regulations, to actually have that in place. But Stellar has been the perfect chain for a lot of these great initiatives because it has all of that in place already around the regulatory front, compliance side, and also the efficiencies. But outside of this, the money market fund with Franklin Templeton has grown tremendously. I mean, it's still sitting at about roughly $300 and almost $34 million, but this is the #1 treasury product in all of crypto. Guys, that's a huge statement. We're talking about Ethereum, Solana, Polygon. These are major players in this space. And Stellar is still at #1 here. And like I said, I believe that this is only going to continue to grow. Real world assets, specifically tokenization, this trend is not dying. This is only going to grow over the course of the next few years. I mean, right now we're talking about billions. But that's going to change to a T. All right? I'm telling you guys, trillions of dollars are coming to this space. Trillions will be tokenized. Trillions will be transacted on a day-to-day basis. This market is still very early in on what is going to actually happen. But the full focus should be on these utility giants that are working with regulators, that are working on compliance issues, and are still here, right? They're here, they're building, they're working, they're constantly building. That's what you want to see. They're making noise. So, with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. Also, if you guys do want to go check out NordVPN, guys, this is an all-in-one package. Malware protection, next generation encryption, things like that. Guys, this is an incredible VPN, one of the best out there. You have to make sure that you are secure on every step of the way in terms of crypto and even anything digital, especially now. Hackers are everywhere. Phishers are everywhere. They want to tap into your information and they want to steal your coins. So you got to make sure that you are tapped in on every step of the way to make sure that security is at the highest possible measurements. NordVPN is offering incredible benefits and incredible protection around your everyday digital life. Go check it out. Right now, you can pay with crypto on their website. A 2-year plan, $101.51, depending, of course, on your tax country. But guys, this is a platform and this is a VPN that is one of the best on the market. If not, it is the best. So go check it out while the sale does last. Links are down in the description below as well as in the comments below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.